So here I am in Dubai airport, and I'm wanting to give you an update on my journey to healing. What's a good Christian boy doing in the United Arab Emirates? Well, it's not a destination, it's part of the journey, a bit of an unexpected part of the journey, as Qantas has created some new relationships with Emirates, and so here I find myself now in the Middle East. So I've travelled for 14 hours to get here, and I've got another 16 hours ahead of me. And in life, we're not always where we thought we would be. And it's the same with my journey to healing. I've just come out of a recovery period from an operation, which I mentioned in the last journey to healing. The 5mm tumor had expanded to 25 in 2 months, showing that the cancer was quite an aggressive cancer and not exactly what we expected. Certainly not what we had hoped for. So remember, I have 2 people taking care of me, a medical surgeon and a health coach. The medical surgeon was quite surprised that it wasn't worse, was quite surprised that we had contained it and it was in about the same place that it was when we first discovered it 10 months ago, that it hadn't advanced given that I'd had no treatment according to his model. So that was the good news. Bad news, of course, is it's still growing, and that's not what our aim is. How do I interpret that? Well, sometimes we end up in a destination that isn't the one that we intended, that isn't where we thought we would be a few months before. And so in the same way, I had hoped to be in a much cleaner place. I had hoped that the cancer would have stopped growing or be going backwards. But we haven't done that yet with the natural treatments, with the slow treatments that treat my whole body. And so we need to keep working at that and keep giving that time to work. But also, the Lord is showing me stuff in the midst of this. So the one thing I know is that God has not lost control. He hasn't forgotten me. He hasn't lost his power to heal, but that he's with me through this journey. And it's been very interesting to see another system that is controlled by fear, where control has a great manipulation and control has great power. And to be able to observe it as an outsider coming into that system has been a very interesting experience and added to my understanding of the Constantinian model and how that works amongst the Christian community today. So I'm moving forward. God still heals. Don't give up hope. I'm certainly not giving up hope. We're in a very good place in having 2 treatments available that work together well. But of course, undergirding all of this is, what's the journey that God is taking me on to be healed? I have no doubt that I'll be healed. I have no doubt that he is not afraid, and so you don't need to be afraid either, but there's lots of work still to be done.
Last and final call for Emirates Flight 801 to Jeddah. Our customers are kindly requested to proceed immediately to gate number A8 for boarding.
But I've also agreed to take the BCG treatment, basically a tuberculosis vaccine that's put into my bladder that causes my bladder to slough off and get rid of the cancer that way. I've managed to delay it for 10 months because I wanted to let the other work. The other hasn't worked fast enough or far enough, and so now I'm going to go with this first medical option that's been offered to me. So starting at the end of this month, on the 29th, I'll be having 6 treatments a week apart. So we're now on to the first medical treatment. The second thing is that I'm going to continue with my health coach. His perspective was that we've managed to contain it, that it's not found anywhere else in my body, that it's not being spread, but that it's not stopping it, which is what we want. It's not going backwards. So I'm going to continue to do the diet, to reduce all sugars and carbohydrates, and to make my body strong through exercise and through some natural cancer-killing compounds. So I'm going to continue to do that treatment at the same time. They work together well. And my medical surgeon is going to continue to monitor the progress of that. So that's where I am. I don't know what the final destination of this journey is, and I don't know where it will lead me. But what I do know is that he wants me to continue to listen to him and to be obedient and to walk without fear into the future that he has for me. I've just come from a fabulous 2 weeks in the north of Australia, across the top, where I was working with Indigenous people in discovering their identity within their own culture and learning to move and dance and express themselves fully as Indigenous Australians. And now I'm about to get on another plane, and go to France to work with hundreds, maybe 1,000 Christians who really want more of the Holy Spirit and His power in their lives within the Catholic Church. The Lord is moving, the Lord is doing spectacular things. And then the international conference, there's lots to do, and this isn't going to stop and isn't going to slow me down. So just keep praying that I would hear from the Lord and do exactly what He tells me to do. And I'd encourage you guys, do the same. Hear what He says. There is nothing better than being right in the center of His will, doing exactly what He's asked you to do. God bless you, and thank you for praying. Keep praying. The journey hasn't reached its conclusion yet.